Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do my Flawless Face foundation and contour routine. My face is washed and moisturized. I use a Biore cleanser, just something really quick and cheap with the active charcoal in it, and then I use coconut oil and Benefit's Total Moisture just to really kind of like attack my skin with hydration. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my skin with the Becca's Backlight Priming, what is this actually called? The Becca Backlight Priming Filter. It's a very luminous primer, and I use this all over my face except for my nose area. And then for my T-zone area, we're going to go in with the Benefit's Professional Pro Balm. I'm almost out of this one. I'm not going to use tons. You definitely don't want to overdo with this primer because I do find that within the next couple of hours my foundation does separate and it looks really, really bad. So we just kind of tap this here, here, and here and blend it in. Next I'm going to do a little bit of color correcting with Benefit's Lemonade. This is a yellow, it's actually an eye primer, but I use it for everything but. That's the great thing about being a makeup artist, is you figure out all these different ways to use all these products that are meant for one thing, but you can use them for tons of other things. So I'm going to take Lemonade and I'm going to put this underneath my eye to color correct the dark circle first. Use it all over my nose because that's, women typically get right around the nose, in between the brow, and then around the mouth. So that's where we're going to use the most of this. And any kind of pimple that I have, I'm breaking out horribly right now just because my skin is so dry. Just going to spot that on there. The reason why I like this is it kind of takes the place of a concealer for me, where I find concealer's too heavy. This kind of dries to and blends into a nice like powdery feel, and it feels so light. You can use it with any foundation. Next I'm going to go in with Benefit's Erase Paste. This is an under eye color correcting concealer. It's of the peachy salmon variety. And I'm going to take a little of that and I'm going to put it right on the back of my hand. I'm going to use my fingers to apply this because it really does work better with the warmth of your hands. I'm just going to warm it up on my hand like this. I'm going to put this right underneath our eye in a triangle shape. I'm getting tons of people yelling at me from another video that I posted 2 years ago about how I'm putting concealer on my cheeks. And honestly, like, I'm getting so sick of answering this question. If you do a concealer in a triangle shape underneath your eye, that means you do have to go on your cheek. It's going to give a lifted look. It's going to give you an instant eye lift. Next I'm going to take my Maybelline's Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation in the color 120, which is Classic Ivory. I'm almost out of this bottle. And I'm going to take my Morphe M3439 foundation brush. I'm just going to spritz it with a little water, just so that the brush doesn't absorb so much of your product. And we're going to buff that in. I'm going to start in the middle of my face and work your way out. And I'm just going to take my damp Real Techniques beauty sponge and just blend everything out. And just make sure there's no streakiness. Sometimes that can happen with a brush. And we're going to use this again when we're blending out our contour and concealer and all that jazz. So keep your sponges handy. This is a new item that I had purchased. It's the NYX Cream Highlight and Contour Palette. I honestly, for I think it was like $12 to $15, like it's okay, like it's not great. The creams are a little bit too firm, so it's really, I have to really dig in and use my fingers to use this palette. So I've already hit pan on the contour shade, and I barely use these highlights. I think like this is way too yellow for anything but the under eye, and this is way too shimmery, and I don't really like that. But so I'm gonna take the contour shade with my finger. Ugh. And we're gonna just apply this from the top of our ear to maybe just where the brow starts, the corner of our brow. Along our temples and our hairline as well. I also think that the contour is not really dark enough, but I wouldn't have gone to the next palette up, the medium. I think that was like way too orange, so I'm just kind of using this. And then for highlighting, I'm going to go with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Creamy Concealer. Right up against that contour underneath there. And then with your sponge, you're going to blend out the highlight first. And just use this tapping motion for the whole face. Even contour, you're just going to tap it out. I'm going to next go in with the Lorac Contour Palette with the medium shade in here. I'm just going to kind of just set that contour a little bit. And then we're going to go in and set our highlight. And we're going to use a different product. Before I go in and set my under eye, I'm just going to take my sponge again and just make sure there's no creasing, because I tend to get very creasy under my eye. And right after, we're going to take the Laura Mercier loose translucent setting powder, and I'm going to take this brush. What is this called? Setting brush. And we're going to use this to set our under eye. I'm going to bake a little bit. So that just means you're just going to very generously apply the powder to the area that you want to bake and let it sit. So that once you brush away the excess, you're left with like the cleanest looking highlight and contour. You get powder all over the place. Then we're going to go in with this IT Cosmetics contour brush, and I'm going to take the same powder and we're just going to apply this right up against the contour underneath here. I'm going to let that bake. This is just going to sharpen everything up, make everything look nice and clean. While we're waiting for this to bake, we're gonna do eyebrows and eyes and all that jazz. I'm gonna do that off camera just because, you know, you don't need to see that. So I did a little bit more than I thought I would, which is usually how it goes. Anyways, Now that we have our brows and lashes and liner and everything, I'm just gonna go in with that Real Techniques brush and just gently brush everything away, all that excess powder. And to reveal a nice sharp looking contour highlight. That's what we want. Now I'm going to go in with Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. It's that very pale kind of, like very light yellowy highlight. I'm just going to, with a Morphe this is a Morphe E27 brush, we're just going to apply this to the tops of our cheekbones. I'm not going to put it too much on the cheek because you don't want to look too frosty. I'm also going to put this down the center of my nose, chin, top of my brows, a little bit, and keep it low. Lately for a blush, I've been using this Tarte Amazonian Clay Sephora exclusive palette, which I love. And I usually mix any of these together. I haven't really been using this last color because it's a little bit too glittery. But today I'm gonna mix Prim, this third one, with Dollface, this second very pink one. And I'm gonna kind of do it just not quite to the apple of the cheek, just a little bit more up here. And for my look today, I'm going to use the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in Lolita. And lastly, I'm going to set my makeup with the Model in a Bottle setting spray. This is the sensitive skin formula. They have a regular formula as well. This is a little bit more expensive, but you know how it is. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave any comments or questions or requests down below in the comment section. I am always open to hearing what you guys want to see because, I mean, you're the ones watching the videos. So leave everything down below. Don't forget to subscribe to all my social media. All the links are down below for Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and all that jazz. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Love you.